Anytime we need a nice lawn to do a turf piece about, we come to the Dallas Arboretum. That's where we are today, and you're going to see some artwork behind us that we'll explain shortly. Dr. James McAfee with the Texas AgriLife Extension. Did I get that right, Jim?
That's correct, Neil.
Yeah, it's the old cooperative extension service I used to work alongside Jim. We've been friends all of our lives since we were little boys. That's a couple of years ago. Jim is the finest turf specialist in the state of Texas, and he is with us today to talk about pre-emergent weed control. Jim, what's the timing of well, first of all, what is a pre-emergent weed killer?
Neil, a pre-emergent just means you have to put it down before that weed seed germinates. Because once the seed germinates and the plant is growing, they will not control that plant.
Okay, so we're talking then about a control for annual weeds.
We're talking about annuals only.
Things that come up from seed every year, not perennials, not things like nutsedge, not Dallas grass, not those. What are we talking about for fall application?
You know, I look at the four big ones in the fall are going to be pole annual or annual bluegrass.
Oh, that's everywhere, isn't it?
That's everywhere. Yeah. Rescue grass is another big annual grassy weed for us. And then, of course, our broadleaves, henbit, and chickweed.
Everybody wonders about henbit, and it's a nasty looking thing that comes up in the fall. All these germinate in the fall.
They all come in the fall.
And they come up in September sometimes if we get cool weather, is that right?
If we get some rain and cool nights, yes, they'll start coming up.
That's why it's critical that the timing be honored, because once you see the little weed seedling, you've blown it for a pre-emergent.
It's too late.
Are these granules usually consumer products? Granules?
You see them sold mostly as granules in the garden retail stores.
A lot of the lawn care companies use a liquid, don't they?
Yes.
Of one sort or another. Okay, and so names that we may see when we go into the garden center or when a commercial applicator comes would be things like Dimension or Barricade, or a consumer product is Haltz. These are some, and there are some others.
Yes.
The critical thing is it needs to say it's a pre-emergent weed killer.
Yes.
Okay. What about the ones that say crabgrass control?
That's fine, because unfortunately on some of these labels, yeah, it says crabgrass, but it really will control most grassy weeds.
Now, there are some products for those two separately, right?
There is a product called Gallery, Portrait Broadleaf Weed Control in the garden retail stores that is specific to annual broadleaves.
Okay. Is it necessary to use the two products?
If I have a lawn or a situation where I have a real problem with henbit and chickweed, I'd recommend to the homeowner to use both.
Two applications, same day, but it's separate applications.
Exactly.
And then you water how much?
You want to get about a ½ inch of water out.
So that's a moderate watering,
right?
To settle them down onto the surface of the soil.
You're just trying to get it off the turf grass and onto the soil.
Okay. And then, Jim, my last question, you mentioned a rain. What happens if you get a 3-inch rain after you put this out?
Well, right after that, you probably need to redo it.
Okay.
Because it will move if it hadn't been watered in.
So it might be better to put it out, water it, and know that it's locked in place.
Even if you know a rain's coming, I would put that ½ inch out so that can't happen.
All right. Thank you.
You bet.
I appreciate you. You're
Anytime.
wonderful.
Anytime.
All right. We're going to explain, after this break, we're going to explain the artwork here at the Dallas Arboretum. This is spectacular. Stay with us.
It's new harvest apple time. So many varieties to choose from. We have snacking apples, baking apples, and today we're going to be featuring Granny Smith apples. I'll be going out to Neil's house and cooking with his wife Lynn. We'll be showing you how to make a quinoa salad as well as some super easy apple dumplings.